Hello and welcome to Colred Plays Raid Shadow Legends. I am Colred. Thank you for joining me. So I feel like I am back. I am back to full health. I am back to full speed, and I am charging hard on both of my raid accounts. Now, there's also a lot going on in the game. You can see we have a summon pool event that just launched today. There is a new Amazon Prime rewards drop. We've got the White Queen and Korra Fragment Event going on. There's a Clan v Clan that's about to launch. There's a ton of stuff happening. So I need to give you some tips and remind you of a couple of things to make sure that you can plan your week in raid effectively. And then I'll also catch you up on some exciting developments on both of my accounts. So we got a lot to cover today. I hope you're ready for it. Let's get started. Before we get started, I do want to say a very big thank you to all of my viewers. We hit 5,000 subscribers just this weekend. It's a huge milestone. Let me share it with you. There it is. That is the number as of today, 5,045 subscribers. It feels absolutely fantastic. So from me and from my editor, whose name is Sud, I'd like to really say a big thank you for all of the support and remind you to hit the like button, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and consider joining our Discord community. It's really been a great ride so far, and we hope to keep it going. Okay, let's start with the news for you first. The smallest news, probably the smallest piece of news, is that we do have a new Prime gaming drop. So for those of you who have Amazon Prime, you have access to a new Sylvan Watcher epic. Lochwain, he's not new, but you now have access to pick him up if you don't have him already. Now, Lochwain is not an absolutely fantastic epic or anything, but there is some value here that you want to remember. And that is that Lochwain is one of the epics that fuses into Lady Mikage. So this is an opportunity to maybe complete your set, or at least advance you towards your Lady Mikage mythical champion, which, as you can see, I actually am pretty close to completing myself. So this is exciting, at least for that. I don't think Lochwain himself is exciting, but he can be a decent epic in the Sylvan Watchers factions if you need him. Okay, item number 2 on the agenda is this summon pool event. Now, there are a couple of things that I want to talk about with this one. First of all, this is called the Lordly Summon Pool, and you have a chance to get Aslan the Stalwart. Aslan. And this is one of the new Bannerlord's faction legendaries, but he also has faction unity skills. He's the first faction unity champion, and from what I understand, he will not ever be available through regular shards. So the fact that we can actually pull Aslan the Stalwart in this event makes it a good event. So if you go in here to the summon pool, you'll see he's right here in the upper right hand corner, right above my head. So that is Aslan, and he has these unity skills. You can see Bannerlord's unity, and you get these extra effects depending on how many Bannerlords are on your team composition. So if you have up to 3 faction allies, then you get, the biggest bonus. And you can see it's not on every single skill, but it's even on the passive. So Bannerlords get additional HP in all battles. And I don't think that requires any specific numbers of Bannerlords. So if he is the aura lead and he's the only one in there, I think he gets both the defense and the HP. So you're going to want to pull during this event for Aslan the Stalwart, and they have given us some free prism shards. So if you go here down at the very bottom, you can't quite see it. Sorry about that, but it says for players who are level 30 and above, you'll be able to claim a free Lordly summon gift with 30 prism crystals in order to try and summon Aslan the Stalwart. So everybody's gotten 30 crystals. I've already received mine, but I'm not pulling them. And this is the important part here. Don't pull them yet. This event is going on for 4 days and 14 hours. That's really important. Okay, so 4 days and 14 hours. Now, there are 2 things that you want to consider. One is that there is a Clan v Clan that is launching, you can see, in just under 14 hours. And what that means is if you pull your shards during your Clan v Clan, you'll get your points for summoning a champion during Clan v Clan. Now, you don't typically get points for a summon rush with prism shards, but you should get points for collecting a champion from any source during a Clan v Clan. Also, during a champion chase. Now, there is a champion chase that is launching on Friday, and I believe that it will be launching within this window. So there are 4 days and 14 hours. And typically, the champion chase launches relatively early in the day on Friday. So from right now, it's not quite 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time here as I'm recording this video. That would give us 2 p.m. on Friday afternoon for me, and then 14 more hours. So it'd actually be like, this event should be going until about 4 in the morning, I think, on Saturday morning. So the champion chase will definitely launch during that time. So if you are going for this fusion, the White Queen and Korra fusion, you may even want to hold these summons all the way to the end of the week. Now that means the CVC will be over. So you have to decide what's more advantageous to you. Do you want to get extra points during the CVC, or do you want to potentially get extra points during the champion chase? Is that going to help you out for the fusion fragment event? And speaking of the fragment event, there is another conjunction of schedules, I guess you would call it, that I wanted to make you aware of. It's not going to be advantageous to everybody, but it should help some of you depending on where you are in the world, what your time zone is. Okay, so as you can see here, like we said already, the Clan v Clan launches in about 14 hours from now. Now, if you go up to the tournaments and you go to the champion training tournament, this is the important one. You'll notice that this is actually ongoing for another 16 hours and 6 minutes. So there will be about a 2-hour window where CVC is live and the champion training tournament is still ongoing. So if you have not completed your champion training tournament yet, or if you're waiting until the last moment to use like brews in the tavern and get most of your points that way, as long as you're awake during this window, it'll be 4 a.m. for me, unfortunately. But as long as you're awake during this window, you will have 2 full hours, actually a little bit over, I think, but 2 full hours to finish your champion training tournament and get those points in your clan versus clan. Yeah, so we're looking about 2 hours and 10 minutes or so. That is more than enough time if you do the tavern trick with the brews and all of your food champions to completely do the entire champion training event. Usually for me, it takes about 2 hours to do a complete champion training event if I'm doing it primarily in the tavern. Even if you've completed 75 or 80% of the champion training already, you can finish that off and double dip with your CVC. Okay, and so now I wanted to share with you my progress on my HH free-to-play challenge account. I've been making some progress now that I'm feeling better, now that I'm over COVID, and I've had some time to actually dedicate to the account, and we're doing great. And I do have, I don't know if I've really said this anywhere yet, but I do have a little bit of a mini announcement. I am absolutely going for the fusion on my HH challenge account. I've never, ever tried to do this on an account that was this young. I've never gone for a fusion this early in the game. So I want to take you over to that account and show you how that's progressing. Okay, so here I am on the Hell Hades free-to-play challenge account. You can see right there, I am level 46, and I'll show you the number of days we're logged in. It looks like 32. Yeah, because we do have our High Katoon now, and I have leveled her up to 40. But I am actually going for this fragment event, and it started before I was even 30 days in. The earliest I've ever tried a fusion was about 110 or 120 days in. I've never done a fusion this early, but there are a couple of advantages if you don't know. One is that the point totals for tournaments and events are lower if you're below, I believe, account level 60, or at least below level 50. And it depends on when you start the fusion event, not necessarily what account level you are on any given day. If you have any clarity to that, if you could add any clarity to that, please let me know in the comments below exactly where those boundaries are, because I'm not sure. Like I said, I've never done this before. Okay, but if you look at the champion training tournament here on this account, you can see that the totals for the second batch of fragments are only 5,600 points, and the legendary tome is at 10,000 points. I believe this is at 11,000 points on my main, or maybe even higher, and I think it's maybe 6,500 or something like that on my main account for these fragments. So everything is a little bit lower. It's not a ton lower, but it's enough lower that it makes me think that this is actually a feasible approach. Now, one of the things that I did is I never pulled any sacred shards. I never pulled any sacred shards on this account until this started. So for the first 28, 29 days, I saved all my sacred shards, and that gave me 4 sacred shards to pull during the summon rush, and that allowed me to get the 5 fragments I needed from the Summon Rush. I still have to complete the Champion Chase, and I'm going to need every single point, every single fragment from the Champion Chase. So there's still that. But if you look here in the fragment summons, you can see I currently have 35 fragments, and I can still pick up more today. So I am on pace, but I only got 5 fragments from the Summon Rush. Now, I did complete the first artifact enhancement. The second artifact enhancement is live right now. You can see I have less than 1 million silver. So this is going to be the tricky part. I was able to complete the first artifact enhancement with just about 10 million. It took me about 10 million, which is a lot lower than it takes me on my main account, which usually is about 20 million. So I do have hope that I can get 10 million in the next couple of days to complete the artifact enhancement event. We have to be grinding spider and dungeon divers the next couple of days anyway, so I think I'm going to get a ton of silver. And then I do have to complete the champion training and all of that stuff as well. But I think the biggest challenges are going to be the champion chase at the end of the week, and then the third artifact enhancement event. That's going to be tricky. I'll show you my shard count here. 53 ancients, 7 voids. I do have 1 additional sacred, because after I got my sacreds, I was able to complete an arbiter mission. And I completed the second stack of arbiter missions down here. And so you can see I am into part 3. And so I just finished part 2. And for part 2, you get a sacred shard. So I have a sacred shard and all of those void and ancient shards for the champion chase, which makes me feel like I have a pretty good chance. And now they gave us this extra 30 prism shards. So I'm going to have 1 prism shard pull for the champion chase as well, which guarantees me at least 250 points, because an epic is 250 points during the champion chase. So I'm hoping that I get points for that. I know that you don't get points during a summon rush for these prism shards, but I'm pretty sure that you should get points during a champion chase. Again, I don't know if that's happened yet, but if it has and I'm just forgetting about it, let me know in the comments below, and can either confirm or deny that I'll have those points, because that will help me plan. Okay, so quick update on the roster. We do still only have the 2 level 60 champions, Athel and Rathalos Blademaster. We do have 2 level 50s in Melga Steel Girdle and Apothecary, and then Mordecai is here at 40. But I have a ton of food that is completed. You can see I have some 4-star and 5-star chickens there. I've got some more down here, and we're doing the champion training right now. So I expect to have Mordecai to 50, and then probably my 3rd 6-star pretty soon. But the reason I'm not rushing that and I'm just really building food is because I will be doing that champion chase next weekend. Might be a 2 times ancient chart event, might be a 2 times void chart event. Either way, I'm likely to get some good epics, or at least some epics, and I might get a good epic that's worth being my next 6-star. So I'm kind of deciding whether or not I want to 6-star a champion during this clan v clan, or if I want to wait until next week. So that is where I stand with the HH account. We're doing pretty well in terms of points. I think the team is up in 4th place. We were yesterday. Okay, I am Team YST. We are actually in 5th place, but it's a very close battle for 2nd through 6th, really. All within about 500 points of each other. And here we are. And you can see I've got 3,169 points, which is a nice improvement over where I was last week. So it's been a really fun time. I've been talking to some of the other members of the team. You may even get some of them on the channel sometime this week or next. Okay, and I do have one last bit of exciting news. At least it's exciting to me, but I have to go back to my main account. So give me just a second. And there we go. I got her. I did. Maybe some of you watched my shard pull video from Friday where I pulled 10 sacred shards and I hit on 3 legendaries during the progressive event, and none of them was Archer. Well, after that was over, the next morning when I woke up, I realized I was very close to that mythic tome from the summon rush. And so I decided to pull ancient shards to get that mythic tome. And then on my second 10 pull of ancient shards, no lie, I hit Archer. I was a bit upset with myself that I didn't record the video, but I really didn't think that I had a chance to pull her. And I was just trying to kind of complete the event and get the books. And so I did get an extra legendary tome and a mythic tome and an Archer. So thanks for all of you out there who commiserated with me on my loss and wished me good luck. I think your wishes helped me get one of my most desired champions. Honestly, I know that I say that from time to time, but this is a champion that I really, really wanted. I didn't want to want her too badly because I knew she was an exclusive champion, but it feels absolutely amazing to have her on the account. I'm going to be building her during the CVC and getting her right into Hydra. In fact, if you watch my videos, you know I don't really love the Hydra fight, but I think this champion might turn me around on it. I'm looking forward to building a new Hydra team for Nightmare Hydra. We're going to try it. We're going to try it. So I'll keep you updated on that as well. Okay, that is it for this Monday. Let me know in the comments below if you like this format of video. It's a little bit different than something that I normally do, combining a bunch of different topics all together. But it's a Monday, and I thought it would be a good day for this kind of video. So let me know if you liked it. Okay, thanks so much for hanging out. I have been Cole Reddit, and I will see you in another video soon.